The Story of Old Yeller is a realistic fiction novel taking place in Texas in the 1860s. It's written by Fred Gibson, and it's about a boy who lives on a farm with his mom and his little brother Arliss, and their dad isn't there because he went on a cattle drive to Kentucky, leaving Travis in charge. But he promised him that he would bring a pony back for him when he returns from the cattle drive. One day, an old yellow dog shows up and starts causing all kinds of trouble on the farm. And Travis does not like the old yellow dog because he causes so much trouble. But Arliss, his little brother, loves him, and they start having adventures, and their mom lets him keep him. Well, Travis is not happy about this and will not like the dog. But one day, Old Yeller saves Arliss from a bear. And so after that, then Travis starts liking the dog, and they start having their own adventures, which are also dangerous. Towards the end of the book, there is a scene where Travis hears a sound that makes him scared. I just about made up my mind to put little Arliss and the pup to bed and go look for Mama and Elizabeth when I heard a sound that took me to the door in a hurry. It was a sound of dogs fighting. The sound came from way out there in the dark. But the minute I stepped outside, I could tell that the fight was moving toward the cabin. Also, I recognized the voice of Old Yeller. It was a sort of raging yell he let out when he was in a fight to the finish. It was the same savage roaring and snarling and squalling that he'd done the day he fought the killer hogs off me. The sound of it chilled my blood. I stood rooted to the ground, trying to think what it could be, what I ought to do. Then I heard Jumper snorting keenly and Mama calling in a frightened voice, "Travis! Travis, make a light, son, and get your gun, and hurry!" I came alive then. I hollered back to her to let her know that I'd heard. I ran into the cabin and got my gun. I couldn't think at first what would make the sort of light I needed, then recollected a clump of bear grass that Mama had recently grubbed out, where she wanted to start a new fall garden. Bear grass has an oily sap that makes it burn bright and fierce for a long time. A pile of it burning would make a big light. I ran and snatched up 4 bunches of the half-dried bear grass. The sharp ends of the stiff blades stabbed and stung my arms and chest as I grabbed them up. But I had no time to bother about that. I ran and dumped the bunches in a pile on the bare ground outside the yard fence, then hurried to bring a live coal from the fireplace to start them burning. I fanned fast with my hat. The bear grass blades started to smoking, giving off their foul smell. A little flame started, flickered, and wavered for a moment, then bloomed suddenly and leapt high with a roar. I jumped back, gun held ready, and caught my first glimpse of the screaming, howling battle that came wheeling into the circle of light. It was Old Yeller, all right, tangled with some animal as big and savage as he was. Mama called from outside the light room, "Careful, son, and take good aim. It's a big loafer wolf gone mad." My heart nearly quit on me. There weren't many of the gray loafer wolves in our part of the country, but I knew about them. They were big and savage enough to hamstring a horse or drag down a full-grown cow. And here was Old Yeller, weak and crippled, trying to fight a mad one. You'll have to read the book to find out what happens next.